About that. So yeah, welcome to Earground New Voices Amplified. I had a technical mix up there, but we're just gonna take it up from the Great. Welcome to Earground New Voices Amplified. My name is Claude Marco, and welcome to the platform that brings you some of the finest creators from Zimbabwe. And today I'm going to be speaking to the legendary, the iconic Nobuntu, which is an all-female group, an a-cappella group, who are currently on their tour. They're always on tour. I wonder if they don't get tired because they're constantly touring every year. And we managed to get a chance to actually speak to them once they were tour. So stay tuned. I'm just going to play a snippet of Nobuntu so that for those that are watching them for the first time, they'll be able to see the magic that this group makes. But in the meantime, whilst I'm processing that, hello ladies, welcome to Earground.
Hello. Hi.
So at least, I mean, our viewers know that you guys are there, and we're just going to take it out from the top. And yeah, let's experience a bit of Nobuntu.
Ooh. I was hoping that later.
No mutanile, tulingoma. No mujabula, tulingoma. No mutangele, tulingoma. No mukhala, tulingoma. No mutanile, tulingoma. No mujabula, tulingoma. No mutangele, tulingoma. No mukhala, tulingoma. Ngobutulo uyayituduzi wolutulo uyawutshintsha umqondo ngobumtulo uyayituduzi inhliziyo wonumtulo uyawutshintsha.
Yes, there you have it. Just a snippet. If you want to watch the rest, you go on their YouTube channel, Nobuntu, and you can experience much more. Thank you so much once more, and welcome to Earground. It's such an honor to have you ladies on the program. This is the first time that I've spoken to 5 beautiful ladies at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So maybe to just start off with, if you guys can introduce yourselves. I know Zanele. Maybe you could start with Zanele.
Hi, Claude. How are you?
Hi,
my name is Zanele Manenga. How are you, everyone watching?
Great.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tandega Moyo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Heva Dube.
Hello, I'm Jaylin Spanda.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Duduzile Spanda.
Awesome, awesome. Wow, nice to finally connect and put the names to the faces. Nobuntu, the background, the history. Where did
the background.
Yes.
The background. Nobuntu is an all-female a cappella group, which mainly sings Mbube. That's the traditional part of it, and a fusion of jazz, folk, R&B, reggae, and all sorts of nice infusions, really. And we hail from Bulawayo, Bulawayo, Ontutuziatunga. Yeah. And we are a production of 10th District, 10th district called for auditions 10 years ago, and the 5 of us were chosen. So here we are today. We're actually turning 10 this year.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
And how does it feel like 10 years on when you look back when the journey started and now? Did you see the group getting to where it's at now?
No.
Honestly, no.
What was the dream then? Like, what was the vision? What was the goal?
It was I think to tour really, but not specifically where.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we wanted
I think
to-
individually we had different hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Well, when I came to join Nobuntu, it was at a time where I was just tired of doing things that I did not love to do. I was working in an office and I was miserable. I wasn't getting paid. And I was like, I'd rather be doing something that I love and not get paid, So I love music. I've always loved music. I've always been a musician. So I wanted to explore more. I was a studio musician. So I now wanted to tap into the live. So when I joined Nobuntu, really, I was like, you know what? Whatever, I'm here. I'll be singing anyway. So it's okay. So I think it's different for all of us, right? What the vision was and where you thought you'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could share like your
Yeah.
personally. The next Zanele, you could go ahead.
Yeah.
And you normally come from a musical family, right? You related to Dudu Maninga, right?
Yes, she's my sister and mentor and everything.
And
Awesome.
And mommy, yeah.
Great. Well, what is your dream? I mean, you're coming from a musical family already.
Yes.
And what is your vision? What is your goal?
Definitely to be like Dudu Maninga, to be a mini Dudu Maninga, but I never saw beyond, that, and it sort of has just become more than I expected, So touring, I'd see her go out, and I was like, I want this all for myself, and I didn't think it was going to be possible, and so I'm enjoying everything. The vision was to always
Be
do
on the road.
music and be on the road.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Dudizile.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh, you already.
I've already said my story.
So you're just guessing names.
No, I'm not. I think by the end of the interview, I will get familiarized with all of
Yes.
how.
You can use our shortcuts, Star, Heather, Joy,
Yeah.
Dudu.
Ta, Heather,
Yeah.
Joy. Okay.
Yeah.
Heather, what is the vision? What is the dream?
Well, for me, it's quite different because I've been part of many groups in Bulawayo which have got very strong backgrounds.
Mhm.
I started touring since 2008,
Oh.
so yeah, I was well exposed to this industry. So I came to a point where I was now giving up because it wasn't giving anything to me.
Back.
I wasn't getting anything to eat. I was once part of the Zimbabwean team that toured in China for the World Expo, and I didn't get anything through it, So I was now tired. And by the time I got called to come and join Nobuntu, I was like, story of my life,
It's gonna be the same.
Yes, it's gonna be the same. But if you've got a calling, you've got a calling.
Yeah,
you can't run away from it. So
Yeah.
it really hunted me down because I had given up. Talking about Tasha.
It's Tasha.
Yes, Tasha.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
here I am today because I had said,
I'm done.
I am done.
Art doesn't pay.
They say if you go overseas, it's actually better. I've been overseas, but I've got nothing. So,
Yeah.
Ta. Is that the story of your life as well?
Yeah, just to add on what Heather said is Uti, at the end of the day, for me it was when Nobuntu started, ngangikubona kungekho possible because 5 ladies under the same roof, and different opinions and different backgrounds, where we come from, we understand. But at the end of the day, we saw not everybody gets this opportunity, and so we tried by all means to make it work and to make history. And we are so proud of ourselves, because
even
10 years
we've
later.
made history, and 10 years. At the end of the day, drama doesn't pay us. Drama doesn't bring money on the table, so it's not necessary. So we came to a point whereby Svadala, we are here to work. Let's work.
Yeah.
And Nobuntu really gave us a different perspective.
Yeah.
When it comes
to art, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting.
Okay.
We're gonna get into a bit more of that, but Joy, are you the quiet one in the group?
Yes, I am.
She's the quiet
She's
one.
the quiet one.
Tell us the story.
That's
The quiet one's always a beautiful story. What's your story, Tan?
My story, it started in high school. I started singing in high school, and I had dreams of being a designer. And I told my dad, and at the time he was like, people that abathunga izigqoko abayenzi imali, and you should at least maybe get into things like nursing or teaching. So I was in the process of and have a pension, which doesn't exist anymore. So I was applying for nursing, and then the process got delayed, and I was called to Nobuntu actually like more than 3 times, and I was turning it down, but finally I got into the group, and only to realize that as I was in high school, I used to write down like vision boards. And I always wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to travel the world. I used to write, I want to travel the world. I want to be a world performer. And it actually happened. Like, dreams really do come true.
Well, dreams really do come true. And you guys are not just fulfilling your own dreams, but you're also fulfilling and inspiring dreams for many other young girls. And if I look at music in general, in Zimbabwe and world over, this tends to be a very difficult space for women.
Yes.
You, as all women ensemble, you've managed to defy that.
Yes.
How has that been possible? Before we even think of touring, just to be a unit, to make music together, to try to exist as a group for 10 years.
Well, I think, as Joylene said, we reached a point where we won't lie and say things have been smooth from the beginning. But I think we got to know one another, and we reached a point whereby we were like, listen, guys, we're making history. We're the first of our kind, and the world is just looking at us, and who gets such an opportunity, and who gets this grace? I mean, it's grace for us. And then we decided that it's really not necessary. We got to go out there and get the money. Get the bag, and in order for us and really feed our families. We've got families and children to take care of, and so in order for that to happen, we need to keep this. We need to keep this, because we still have a long way to go. We haven't been to so many places. In as much as we've traveled, we're not done with the world yet. So in order for us to keep this, we need to be in harmony. We need to communicate a lot more. We need to understand each other, because we're 5 individuals from different backgrounds.
So we're beyond even Nobuntu.
Yes.
Our children call us mummies, mamdala, mamncane. That's what they know. Of course, they know we work together, but they know that that is mamdala, that is mamncane.
It's not beyond work.
We thought if we're just we can't operate just like a till operator that Gigi wanted to be. You just go in, tie your till,
and you're done.
You log in, you log out. You don't need to talk to anyone. The manager says you're too fast, or you're slow, or whatever, or that customer, it's sort of blinkered. You can just go in there, work, and get out, and not even make friends. But our energy she has to be fine for me, for the show to be fine.
To be fine.
So when
Yeah.
one is not well or is angry or is down, the show is going to be a struggle. So we
And
thought-
terrible.
and terrible, and we thought we can't have that.
Yeah.
If we are going to have a show, a seamless, that within us we have to be seamless.
Seamless.
Ukhulume your problem. Or ukhulume nami ukuthi I mean, I'm
Not okay.
I'm sibe sikwazi, you know, then we know what siza kujeka
Ukuthi
njani.
uza ukumamuthu namuhla.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it happens.
True,
Uzo
I
she's
can imagine.
moody today.
Yeah.
So don't go there, you know. And she said it, you know. And I think we also promised each other to always regroup. If one or is going the other way and the other's going the other way, we notice it quickly and we regroup
and ask
and quickly solve whatever is going on.
Because with that friction you can't move.
Yeah.
So we can't stay agula. Friction, then we plateau and die. So because of our circumstances where we asizwanani lapha, it makes it clear to know this is how they want to be addressed. Lo funa lokhu, because of that. Ngabe vela sila friction, we would lie.
Yeah.
We'd be a dead group, would follow instructions more than perform from the heart.
Yeah.
And give people authenticity.
Yeah.
If I pronounce authenticity.
Lume
English.
Yeah, this is interesting because I'm thinking to myself, you guys are internationally renowned. You're known all over the world. But in Zimbabwe, do you get the same kind of appreciation and support? Do you feel you have the same sort of recognition that you get internationally when you're back home?
Half and half, really. I'd like to be fair and say it's because a lot of people do not know us yet. In as much as we've been there for 10 years, people are still getting to know us.
Yeah.
And honestly, we do not do much at home.
Great.
We do not do much at home because we're always busy on the road or somewhere or doing some project or doing something
preparing
else. Preparing
for the next tour.
Because these tours can also be so taxing. So everything has to be on point.
Yeah.
Such that when we get there, we don't need to rehearse again. We do not need to redo or try and fix the 90-minute show. It has to be perfect.
Yeah.
By the time we get on tour, we just traveling and performing only.
Yeah.
So that takes almost a year to really cement and fix. Yeah.
The reception could be better from home, but also on our part, we're not really doing much at home because we are constantly this side or preparing. So once we prepare, we really go underground and do new songs. It's difficult to sing with that instrumentation.
Yeah.
So always it has to be precise and it has to be, really coordinated to a point where we will have a choreographer watching us. We have a vocal coach with us, so that we don't slip up and singing off key or what. So that takes a lot of time behind closed doors to a point that rarely do we then deliberately perform outside at home. When we perform, then it's because we have a campaign of ours that we do, Ipet Bank, show that we really now do on ourselves. But over the years, it's overshadowed by a tour.
Yeah.
So by the time we set a date and say this is when we're doing something like this, a tour comes up and then we drop it. So I think there's still a lot of work for us to do, and
at home.
Yes,
right?
at home, and the crowd, the little that we have done, the crowd could also appreciate it even more. Yeah.
And what would you say the world is interested in Nobuntu that they don't find elsewhere? Because you guys are not doing pop music.
Yeah.
So we cannot say you've got a hit song that is current, so they're looking for that.
Yes, that's the other thing. That's the other factor also. That right now the world is poppy, is for pop music, is for what is current. Maybe if we're doing a piano a-cappella version, maybe people would know us. I think the fact that we are unique, before you even hear us sing, the fact that there are 5 women on stage, what are they going to do? Then our costumes, they will start speaking before we even sing, and then the delivery of the music that has been for the longest time deemed a male genre, and we are doing it. So I think that, and the message, our songs are deliberate in really talking issues. We always say, now that we have the mic, we might as well sound proper. You know, you can't let such an opportunity pass us by, where you stand in front of millions of people and be an empty vessel. So that is one thing that we're also deliberate about, to say, guys, come on, we can't be empty. We can't say something that is meaningful and sound. Maybe that's why the audience here will appreciate that, and that we are from Zimbabwe. It's unique. Zimbabwe is so little known of. Can you imagine?
And how do they relate when they then meet you on stage? They possibly have not heard much about the country.
Yes.
There was one lady. There was one lady we met in Austria. She was like, "You're from Zimbabwe?"
She was American.
How the hell did you get here?
We were like, we walked to Austria.
And I think there's also still misinformation about Africa. 2 days ago, we actually at a workshop for children, and we're asking them, 7-year-olds, do you know where Zimbabwe is from? Then a little boy raises his hand and says, I know where Zimbabwe is from. And this is a Zimbabwean child.
I'm from Zimbabwe.
I'm from Zimbabwe. It's like in the jungle.
It's in the jungle.
And we immediately said, no. I'm not from the jungle.
We're not from the jungle. It's a lot.
It's a lot. So we realize, in as much as Zimbabweans are out there, but information, we
actually know more about the world than the world knows
about us.
Yeah. 2 years ago, do you remember when we were at a workshop for freshman students?
Yes.
First years, and that's what they call universities. 18-year-olds, they were like,
they don't know where Zimbabwe is.
You have told us things that we don't even know. We only are blinkered. We know about where we come from. America. So if you don't meet somebody else outside America.
So you technically cultural ambassadors for the country. You've been to places where the name Zimbabwe has not been heard before. And you're putting Zimbabwe on the map through traditional music, you know.
Yes.
What would you say has been the highlight of your touring life, you know, over the past 10 years? Is there a particular concert that stood out for you as a group, or stood out for you as individuals, where you'd say that memory, whenever I think of touring, that particular experience for me has been one of the silence?
For me, it's when we were an opening act for
Nile Rodgers.
For Nile Rodgers. We were
in Wiesn.
In Wiesn, in Austria.
That was nice.
Yes. We shared the stage with Nile Rodgers. We come to love, to give up.
Wow.
Yeah,
he was. We danced all night. So he was performing all his hit songs that he wrote for people, like from Michael Jackson, that he wrote.
I never knew there was a love like this
before. Like we didn't know most songs were written by him.
Yeah.
You know, so it also inspired us in a way to write, because we write most of our music. So we're like, wow, he's the hit maker, and he's written all those songs, and here we are, we're opening up for him, and it was quite an honor. Yeah, and we played at that same stage. Ama Hotel Queens had performed on that stage previous years. So it was quite epic for us, and for me it was in Rudolstadt.
Yes.
Rudolstadt in Germany. It's a huge festival, and we were put on a huge stage. We were like full stops on the stage, and and the crowd was so like we couldn't see the
and there was our flag as well.
And there was our flag, you know.
Oh, wow.
Like I almost cried, like, wow, I'm here and I'm representing Zimbabwe, and my flag is up here. And we couldn't see the end of the crowd, you know, and we're like 5 Zimbabwean girls standing here and, you know, just representing Zimbabwe and singing our music to the people. Wow, that was great. Singing is in Ndebele out there, you know, and Shona.
And Sean, ever developed stage fright, like you're there and you
All the time.
Always, all the time.
sometimes?
All the time.
A lot as you forget lyrics.
The first 3 songs.
Ooh.
Wow.
Stage fright never gets old, right?
Yeah.
Especially if the crowd is bigger, or we're not in a familiar place, and we don't know how the audience is going to respond as well. Well, I'd love to say that I've had more stage fright when I was home. For me, when I was home, where people know me and where people know Nobuntu and where people are going to criticize, I always beat myself and say this needs to be perfect, you know. And you know, every time I perform in Zimbabwe, I get serious stage fright. My heart just beats in the first song, and I usually perform lead the first song, right? And it will be so terrible because my heart will be thumping and I'll forget the lyrics. So stage fright never gets old.
You know, this is quite interesting. I mean, but for the younger crop of artists, this has been a conversation for a very long time. You know, people talking about going international and you know, copying other genres, copying other people and stuff. What's your take? What would you tell somebody who's an artist right now about going international? What does it take?
Well, for me, let me say this. I think we spoke about this before, being in harmony and stuff and being good with each other. That also takes you a long way. But while we take care of that, being in harmony and being together, we also have a great team that takes care of the rest, you know? Because
so there's a team behind.
Yes. We have 10th District Music. 10th District Music makes sure that all our tour necessities are taken care of. While we take care of the shows and performing and everything, they take care of the paperwork and apply and also look for festivals for us. And they do that job. They do that job because honestly, we wouldn't be able to do all of that work and take care of the show and the performances and also start now applying for the festivals and stuff. You know, we could do it, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So it also takes having an amazing team. You cannot do everything alone. You cannot do everything alone. Shared work with perfect people who are on point, who know what they're doing, also helps a lot. Yeah, I think that's my advice. Like, have a team, you know. Even if the team is just 2 people, have a team that will take care of the other things while you take care of yourself as a musician and your production.
And presentation, you guys are always, you know, wearing some amazing outfits, and it creates a very beautiful spirit. And how do you choose your costumes? Like, who does your costumes? How do you decide we're gonna wear this?
Okay. We thought now that we are on stage representing internationally, we're not just Zimbabweans anymore. When we're here, we are Africans as well. So we thought the nearest that we can be as African as we can is the southern part of Africa. It's where we come from. When we're now on a larger scale and explaining to people where we come from, we are coming from the southern part of Africa. You know, people, when we say Africa only, they will think you're Nigerian, because Nigeria has really exposed itself. You know, when you are there, even on the street, when somebody hears us speak, they will say, "Are you sisters from the motherland? Are you from Nigeria?" And we're like, "No, we're from South Africa." So when we realized Southern Africa, when we realized that, we thought we will try and represent as much as we can of the Southern African tribes. And they're so colorful. Today has won a Herero inspired costume. Xhosa, someone else has done Xhosa, Zulu, Sepedi, Shangani. And also those are also languages that you can find as well in Zimbabwe. Even if it's a small sector of people, there are such tribes represented.
You find the Venda people in Zimbabwe.
The
You
Kalanga
find the
people,
Tonga people
the
in
Tonga. So we are still exploring the Southern African theme. And so, and depending on how a person feels, they will choose a certain costume from that tribe.
Wow, great. And you're currently on tour. You're in the States. How has been the experience, and how far is the tour taking you around?
Oh, well, the experience, for me, the experience has been great. I've been waiting for so long to come on tour, and it's been a hectic 2 years because of COVID. We're so used to traveling, and we hadn't been traveling. I was almost getting sick of not traveling. I was sad and depressed of not traveling and being in one space. So for me, so far, I'm actually grateful that I'm here. At a time when there's a pandemic and it's difficult for a lot of artists. I'm grateful that I'm here, and I'm just taking it one step at a time. It's been a while, and previously we performed at a show with masks on.
Oh,
so
wow! Like wearing masks.
That was hectic.
Interesting and hectic and difficult all the same time. But hey, what can we do? It's time of a pandemic, and and the sound engineer was amazing. He made us seriously audible for the crowd, and there's nothing really we can do. Also, traveling and performing at the time of the pandemic. These are situations that we will find a state will require us to be like that. So each state has its own rules, and we have to adhere to those and just make it work. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Wow, great. 10 years you have traveled, I mean, so many places. Which places would you say you have not traveled? Because if I'm to ask where you have been to, I know you've been to.
There are lots.
Asia.
We
haven't been to. Would love to go to China. New Zealand,
Turkey,
and most of Africa, really.
Yes,
Africa.
We would love to.
Oh my God, I for one would love to go to Nigeria.
Kenya, yes, Tanzania.
Lots of Africa, really. Ethiopia.
Other countries that we really are hungry to explore
Africa.
Oh, great. And before we close, I mean, there is a young girl who's watching you, a young artist who's watching you, male or female, and they're watching you from Nketa, or they're watching you from Budiriro, from Toko, and they're getting inspired, by your story, by your journey, and you have made it possible that it's actually possible, to be done by a Zimbabwean black girl who's coming from, the location, and still be able to stand, in front of the world and perform for them, and them appreciating with traditional music. What would you say to them?
I would say, hold on, keep pushing it, and be believing that things are going to change. Because for every voice, we really believe there's an ear for you. So I think one of the mistakes that we make is that we also want to fight for the same audience doing different genres. So maybe just be patient. There's a certain audience that wants is to listen to you, that ear that wants to listen to you, it will come together one day. You know, kuyahlangana somehow, because being rewarded is part of our journey. Sonke, you know, and keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on.
Nature just have a way of aligning.
Yes, it will align.
Also,
because Gasila like a formula, we can't really trace and say this is how, this is why Nobuntu got here. There's a lot of factors. Having a team, praying together, working hard, making sure the product and applying. We're applying to so many festivals that haven't even answered us till now. But when we applied to one certain door that just opened and brought us more, it was because of the hard work and the chance. That happens to every one of us.
And it's possible. It doesn't matter where you come from. You can come from the old locations or what. So it doesn't matter. You just hold the
I'm from Kulumane.
You're from Kulumane.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you all from Kulumane or different neighborhood?
Keep track.
Sorry.
Sorry. I was asking if you're all from Kulumane or you're from different neighborhoods.
No. I'm from Zilingas. I'm girl from Zilingas. From Z.
Well, I'm from Pumula and Nkulumane. Yeah.
Chabalala.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and just to add on what Za was saying, that like you with that crowd thing, which you know your crowd as well, especially back at home, we've had people saying, oh, these girls wouldn't even fill up a 50-seater here in Bulawayo or Zimbabwe, so we can't work with them and stuff. But here in America, we fill up a 3,000-seater. We fill up 6,000-seater even. You know, it depends on where your market is. And you never know, maybe people don't understand your music in Bulawayo, but it is understood in China. You know,
so
in Asia, or it's understood in South Africa, or just somewhere near you, or you know. So just keep on keeping it and be true and real to what you're doing, and keeping on. Doors will open.
Oh, Nyabonga Kulu. That is deep, because I mean, oftentimes you find artists trying to knock on the same market, and they're not realizing that the world is bigger than
that certain genre that is in
and actually the world is yours. The world is yours.
The world is yours, and thank you so much, ladies. I mean, this has been the most beautiful conversation that I've ever had. Great. And the next time you guys are in Germany, definitely I will come through, or somewhere in Europe, I will come through and watch you.
We're in Europe on the 10th of April.
For Easter. Where?
In Graz, Austria.
In Graz, Austria. Okay.
We'll send you the details.
Please do. It's not far. I'll definitely make a plan to come.
Yay! We'll get Keith to send you the details.
That'll be awesome. And thank you so much for such a great team. You know, thanks to Keith for making this possible. I see the power of a team. You know, making it
He's part of that team.
He's part of the team.
But before you go, I know your management will send me a bill. Just even 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Your management will send me a bill. Oh, they will.
30 seconds. I don't know.
You want to make us work?
I don't know. Just 30 seconds. I mean, I just want to hear your voices.
Oh, babes. Yes, we'll sing Oh, babes, Bembubi.
Oh, babes, Bembubi.
Oh, Bembubi, yes. That is us.
Okay.
Shango.
Shaya, shaya lingoma.
Ngoba nje.
Yabo baby.
Hayi ngoba nje.
Yabo koko betu.
Awushaya msakazi.
Shaya,
Ngoma yakithi.
shaya ngamandla.
Ngoba nje.
Ngoba thina sikhululekile.
Hayi ngoba nje.
Ngoba thina sikhululekile. Yay.
Wow.
30 seconds, right? That's like 30 seconds, right?
It is. And I hope you saw the smile on my face. I'm like, wow, ladies. Za, Dudu, Ta, Joy, Heather. Thank you so much. I really
Thank you.
Thank you for
Siyabonga.
having us.
Siyabonga for having us.
cool as well. To everybody who's been watching, unfortunately, I was not able to read all of your comments, but I was able to put some on screen. Boaz Kumete Unganwan, Nyabonga Kulu, who's there. Dylan Last, I see you, and Bonisi Kali. So much love and support that is coming.
Bonisi.
Wow, Siyabonga.
Thank you, and big hugs to all our fans. We love you.
We love you. We love you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Brian Umaru Kauma, thank you so much for watching. We've been streaming on Earground, on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on YouTube. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So stay tuned. Earground New Voices Amplified. This is the place where we get to speak to some of the amazing voices from the continent. And until next time, remember, we're out.